Hello, everyone. Welcome to another MakeCode Arcade Advanced live stream. I'm Daryl at Darzoo on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joey at JWandrill on the MakeCode forum.
Coming at you from the MakeCode Chopper, bringing you all of the latest traffic updates. I'm Richard. Richard on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm looking at things at a green screen, and I'm pointing at things, and I don't know what they are, but you will. And I'm at Vivian, and I'm Vivian, and I'm at LibTriple on the MakeCode forum. Richard, you
That's
threw
true.
me off.
They don't tell those weather people what are on those screens. They just fill it all in post. That's why there's a 7-second delay.
Yep, true, and this has been a fact.
That's funny. Awesome. So today I was going to continue something that we started last week, which is this awesome game where we're going to be breaking a bunch of bricks, quote unquote, that in this case are vegetable and fruit themed, I guess produce themed. So there's a bunch of games out there like this. This one is kind of inspired by one called Hold Down. And so where we got last week, I think this like Thursday, Friday?
I think it was Friday.
Friday. Okay. We've got our little player indicator, and you sort of can aim using the left and right buttons. You're aiming this sort of cannon thing, and then you can fire these little balls that go and bounce around. And the idea is every time they hit one of these bricks, they will sort of break them or tick down their health, basically. And yeah, so you can see if we refresh, we get different layouts. So we got the random spawning, bunch of great art from the whole crew on the last stream. And yeah, so let's get back to it. So some of the things that I remember we need to do. Actually, let me do a Daryl. I'm gonna collapse blocks format. And oh, whoops! I didn't want to get rid of that. Oh, I have another one. This is the awesome sprite that Joey made for representing a ball that we'll eventually put in our HUD, kind of on the right. Okay, so one thing is we've got this sort of to-do list we were working down until the game is done, basically. There is a bug around these ghost bricks, so that I think I'm just gonna fix now. So basically what's happening is the way we are placing bricks is we're placing 10 bricks. So we're using a loop 0 to 10. Then we're grabbing a random visual from this brick visuals array, which we have here in onStart. This array is filled with all the stuff that the art that everyone made on the stream. So we grab a random visual, we place it on top of a random transparent block. And then we make sure that its left, right, and top are properly constrained within the bounds of sort of the play area. And then we do this kind of weird thing, which is a little bit confusing, but not too bad. So we create this blue square. It's a sprite. And then we walk over all of the transparent locations. So like each location in the grid, and we see if that location has a brick. And if it does, then we turn the wall property on for that grid location. And that's what gives us the bouncing that these little balls do. Right, we turn on those walls and then we destroy that little blue square, so you don't actually ever see it. Okay, so the problem we have is that we set up this one bit of code, which is that when a brick overlaps a brick, destroy one of them. And that was to stop bricks from kind of like overlapping in their squares. But the problem is that this happens after this blue wall checker has gone. And that means that there's these invisible spots sometimes where a brick used to be. So I saw one flash, so like right here, the balls are hitting empty space, and yet they're still being bounced back. And that's because there was a brick overlapping a brick. So anyway, you got to do this brick on brick check before we do this looping thing with the checker. Okay, so I think the way I can do this is just a doubly nested loop. What do you guys think of the array? Maybe a little bit complicated because
You don't need to do it doubly nested. You can just do it whenever you spawn a brick.
Oh, good point. So check all existing bricks, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Well, how will I? Okay, I think this will work. So I'm going to go to get an array of all sprites of kind brick from our arrays category. I'm going to go to loops and say for every element of that list. Now the tricky thing is that I want to see if the two bricks are colliding, but I think this will. So can a thing collide with itself?
I think you probably can.
Yeah.
Let's try it and see. There's a good chance that it'll collide with itself.
Yeah. So let's see. So if they collide, then I'm going to destroy the new one. So it's like the first one wins, let's say. Okay. So, okay, they don't collide with themselves because otherwise every brick would just be destroying itself.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think
Great.
I remember having that happen.
Problem solved. Nice.
Good job, Joey.
All right, let's tick that off our to-do list. Okay, so now let's do brick breaking. So this is going to be interesting. So the ricocheting is happening using the wall logic that we have in our tile maps. This, let's just take a look at the tile map real quick. So our tile map has, these red layers that are our walls on the sides, and then we're using this blue square checker thing to turn on walls on the insides as well. And the arcade game engine logic knows about how to bounce things nicely off of walls, and that's done. There's that flag. Let's see, where do I do that? Yes, in here on A button pressed. We just set bounce on walls to be on, and then that's how we get the bouncing projectiles. So I think what we need to do is we could have it so that when the ball overlaps or collides with a wall, we have an event for that. And then that event, I don't think has a location. Oh, it does.
Yeah. So I think what you want to do is so that'll, does that give you the location of the wall or the location where you are?
That's a good question. Joey,
it's the one that you hit, yeah.
Okay. So then we just need to see if on this location there is a brick. Like find which brick is on that location.
Yeah, so we could put like a collision sprite there, place a collision sprite on top of that, and then see if it overlaps.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And in fact, you don't even need to loop over all of them because you can just make it a collision thing and then destroy it in the overlaps code.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So it looks like we already have projectile hits wall. Oh yeah, we do a trail effect. So when a projectile hits a wall at a location, let's create a collision sprite. So I'm going to say, actually, this can just be the collision checker variable, and we'll just call this a checker. I think this isn't going to.
I think it should be fine, but let's do a different kind just in case.
Yeah. Bounce checker. Okay. I'm going to use the same visual. And okay, so we're going to create this and we're going to place it at the location where the collision happened. And this is going to be visible for now. And that is just going to help us kind of debug this. So let's put the collision checker at the location of the bounce. And let's see what happens. So, boop, 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 boop. That's actually kind of fun.
Perfect.
I like it. It's like painting things. Yeah, this seems like this is going to work. Okay, so then we just need a bit of code, which is that on sprite of kind bounce checker overlaps with of kind brick. For now, we can just destroy that brick. Eventually, we're going to take down health here instead. And we also want to destroy the bounce checker. Okay, great. Let's see if that works. So it should bounce off the broccoli and then keep going, but the broccoli is destroyed. Yep.
Wow.
Nice. Sweet.
We need to...
and we need to turn walls off. Yeah.
That's going to be a trickier thing.
What we could possibly do
I'm going to
is that...
refactor this into a function.
Okay.
What do you think, Joey?
What I was thinking is we could possibly do something cool with the blue, where it like flashes blue for a second and then erases the part of the sprite, and use that to clear the tile, so we can clear one wall at a time instead of all of them, because that's a little simpler.
Oh.
We couldn't clear one at a time though, right? Because it would still, like, you would
clear it.
You would thing.
Yeah, you would clear it in the on hit wall counter, or in the on hit wall event. Is what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But the image is still there. Oh, you could put a black
just like
on top to cover it up.
Yeah, just clear that square out of the image.
Yeah, but I think eventually what I want is like numbers ticking down on the whole brick shape.
Yeah, I like that.
The whole brick shape goes
that makes sense.
together.
So what I'm thinking is,
function.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to start coding, but if you have a suggestion, go ahead and.
No, your refactoring thing is probably better. I was just going to say that I don't think any of our bricks are bigger than 3x3 or 24x24. Mm-hmm. So we could just always start at the top left and then do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then clear the walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that could work. I think this should be simple enough too. So I'm going to say toggle walls for brick. And it's going to take in a sprite, which is the brick, and it's going to take a bool that is wall on. And, you know, it's not quite as efficient, but I think it'll be just fine. So what I'm going to do is grab a lot of this code. So I'm going to create the collision checker for all locations, place that, and then I'm going to say if overlaps the brick with the collision checker, then set the wall to whatever the wall on property is. And then, okay, so let me just read this over, make sure this works. Yeah, that seems good. And then I'm going to say for every brick, we're going to toggle the bricks for that wall to on. And so that's what we do in the initial setup here. And then in the bounce checker, when we destroy the brick, what we want to do is probably do this before destroy, just in case there's something weird there. We want to set the walls off for that brick. And I think that should work. Let's see. So we bounced off the turnip, and now I can go back through. And yeah, that seems good. Okay, so I've got some squares remaining. Let me think why that is. So
is it hitting?
That one goes away.
It's because they're getting destroyed before the overlaps event has time to happen. So I think what you need to do is also just give them a lifespan.
Yeah. A lifespan. Yeah, that's fine. A lifespan should be totally fine because these are going to be invisible eventually anyway. So
yeah, so if you just set the lifespan to 0, I bet you that'll just destroy it next frame.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Let's try that. So the balls. Wait, why are the balls getting destroyed?
Did you give the ball a lifespan? No.
Yeah, you're giving the ball a lifespan.
Yeah, ball.
There we go. Let's do that. Okay, collision checker gets a lifespan of 0. All right, let's see how this works. So I should bounce off the carrot. And,
I think the lifespan, it's destroying it just before any overlap would occur.
Yeah.
So it needs to be 30. Or
it actually doesn't matter how long it is, because it's going to be invisible. And we're not going to get a brick in that same location again. I'm just thinking if you're running with a really slow frame rate or something, I'm worried about, I don't know, missing something.
It'll matter when we do health, but not if we. No, it won't as long as we do the destroying the thing. So yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine.
Okay. And and that cleans up the bounce checkers on the walls too, which was something I was gonna have to figure out. Awesome. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. We are destroying bricks. Let's say that's a yes, but I think we really need brick health. Maybe is next. So let me see what's next. We already have bricks with number in the list. So brick. Let's do brick with numbers before we do brick placement, because I think our placement is okay at the moment. And then we'll need progression mechanics before this is actually fun.
I think the blue square effect just being for like a 1/10 of a second actually is pretty cool.
It's kind of fun.
Maybe we could actually fill the color and replace the color so that it's a random color each time. Maybe that's too much though.
I think a random color might be too much, but maybe we could do a little effect. Where we could have it be like a little ripple effect or something instead of just a blue square. I don't know. What do you think, Vivian?
We could do like an animation.
Ripple effect, like on the one brick.
Have you seen in material design how when you click on something it goes like?
Maybe.
It's really fun to do with your hands.
So I guess the idea is you would do a little circle and then the circle would get bigger when you hit something, so it kind of looks like it's making a little sound, kind
of like a splash, like if you put the button and you pressed it down into some water.
I really like seeing the blue square, so anything that amplifies the blue square experience.
Nice. I think I'm going to do a little animation that's something like, I don't know, what color should this be?
Real quick, 8x8.
Oh yeah, 8x8. Let's do. I don't know. We'll see. Let's turn on onion skinning too.
And then we'll just want to turn on ghost for the after the first overlap.
No, it should be fine. Oh, if we're doing health, you would do.
Oh yeah. Right.
Oh, this is gonna look cool, I think. Nice. Onion skinning is like my favorite feature that I never end up using, but I'm really happy is here.
Yeah, it's really great when you need it. So I think this got to be real fast because we're only got a lifespan of 250. So I think this should do.
Yeah.
Great. It's going to be non-looping. Okay, so now when we hit a bounce checker, instead of destroying the bounce checker, we can just set a flag on it, which is ghost on, and it'll naturally get destroyed by the time by the lifespan. So let's see. So you can see where it hit, which is kind of it's a useful point of data actually, as you're playing the game, I think. Yeah, I like that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's good. I want to see it when the vegetables aren't disappearing, so we should do health next.
Yeah. All right, let's do health. So one thing I'm going to do before I move on is I'm going to push my changes to GitHub. Don't worry if this doesn't make too much sense, but if you are curious, we do have some awesome integration stuff with GitHub. Basically, I'm saving my changes at the state so that I can come back at a future point and I can look real quick and just see kind of what's changed. So I fixed an invisible brick bug, add brick destroy. I think that's basically what we did. So I'm saving my progress to GitHub. Again, don't worry too much if this doesn't make sense. We'll probably, at some point, we'll have some streams on how to do all of this, sort of an advanced feature, but can be very useful if you're making complex projects. All right, so let's add the brick numbers. So I think what I want to do is so I could do health bars using Joey's extension, or I could just do numbers and just use the sprite data extension. Do you guys have any thoughts or opinions on that?
I think I like numbers more just because I think the health bars will like overlap weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they would fit with an 8x8 timeout.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so if you search for sprite data, you should see this extension here, and this is going to add a number of useful blocks in the sprites category. So if we scroll down to the data section, we can now store stuff on our sprites. And so what I'm going to do is set a number property on the sprites when we create them. So when we create a brick, I'm going to do that down here after we know that we're going to keep the brick. So the first thing we do is we create a brick, we place it, and then we make sure we're going to keep it. And then we'll get to actually setting some data on it. Okay, so let's set, I'm just going to call it HP for simplicity. And they're all going to start with 5. And we'll probably do something more complicated based on the size of the brick or some gameplay mechanic later. But for now, I'm going to set the HP to 5. And then in the bounce checker, when I'm about to, when I run into the brick, what I want to do is say change. Well, let me think. Yeah, I'm going to have to do 2 blocks no matter what. So I'm going to say the brick, let's get the HP and change that by -1. And then we're going to have an if statement. And the if statement is going to say, if the HP of our current brick is 0. So if the HP is 0, then we want to do all this destroy stuff for the brick. So the bounce checker is still going to be ghost no matter what, but we only want to destroy it and turn the walls off if the count is actually 0. So before, we haven't visualized this HP anywhere, but I should be able to, so hit this once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Now it's gone. Nice. Okay, so we got some health on our bricks. So let's add drawing of the numbers and updating of the numbers. So let me think about this. I think what I want to do is I'm going to use text sprite, and I'm going to have, so sprites can reference other sprites in their sprite data. So we'll have a HP number, and then when we decrement it, we will just update the number there. Okay, so when we're creating,
I don't think it'll work.
Why is that?
Because the type inference is going to be wrong.
What?
That's interesting.
You'll need to destroy it and set a new one with a new number. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how to explain the type inference comment to our viewers, but if you're curious about it, you can ask on the forums. This is something that we would like to improve in MakeCode in the future. Basically, there's just a limitation. Well,
yeah,
sorry,
I don't think we could improve it in this scenario, actually, because it's casting. You need to do a cast.
Yeah, maybe if we had like, so your other sprite, data object extension can have type awareness of what's being stored into it. If you had something like that, and we'd probably have to extend our language service to be able to handle like arbitrary data types or something. It's like a Blockly change. Anyway, something we may or may not improve in the future. But for now, what I'm going to do is change, or let's see, set brick num. And it's going to take in a sprite. And this is going to be the brick. And then we're going to pull the number out of it from the sprite data, set that number onto the brick. And I think I'm also going to still save the new text sprite that we create onto the brick's sprite data. And if it's present, I'll delete it. Okay, I'm just going to kind of rush through this, and then I think it'll make sense what's happening. So I'm going to say, if we have, I'm going to say prev text. So if we have a prev text on the brick, then I think I can say if prev text exists, we're going to destroy that previous text. And then we are going to actually, I'm just going to say, I call this brick text. Then we're going to set the brick text to a new, so I have to go to extensions and look for text, I think should just bring it up. So arcade text, this one, I have a bunch of local stuff because I've been working on this extension a lot. So if you search for text, you should get this extension. Oh boy. And this adds a bunch of useful blocks for creating sprites that are just text. And so the brick text is going to be, I think it'll be white text, and then I'm going to do an outline on it. So I don't know if you guys have discovered this new outline block that I added, but I really like it.
I love it. I feel like this block maybe makes text sprite, the extension, my favorite. I've used it so much.
I can't even trust your favorite extension at this point, Vivian.
You know what? Things change. Extensions grow.
Every extension is your favorite extension.
That's not true. I'm confused by the storytelling one sometimes.
Yeah, so I think you're gonna have to use a different variable because it thinks it's a sprite.
Oh yeah. Okay, we can.
Yeah, text sprite works.
So this is related to the other issue we were talking about. Whoops. Wait a second. Anyway, so this is slightly messy. Let me get some of this out of the way. And we're going to set on text sprite the number. And since it's a number that we're converting to a string, we have to use this string join block. So on the brick, there is some data that is a number. And then we want to represent that as text. The way to convert numbers to text is using the join block. That's just that's pretty standard in programming, and we've sort of done the same thing here. So it's the text is white with a transparent background, and then outlined with a thickness of 1 and in teal. And I'll play with that as time goes on. Okay, so now we want to position this text sprite to, I think I can always just do the center of the brick. I think that will work.
Center top will always work. No, I think you're right. Center will probably always work because we didn't do anything super fancy.
If we do some sort of star shape or something, then I think center will work.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Star fruit. Go, Vivian. Star for you.
Oh my gosh, I was trying to do this last week. I was trying to make a star-shaped mango. It was very difficult to convey mango.
Well, see, yeah, that's difficult because there aren't any star-shaped mangoes.
I mean, how do you know that? Have you seen all the mangoes, Richard?
I'm
That's
gonna
a good
buy
point.
a nice little mold and put a mango seed in it, and we're gonna prove you wrong, Richard.
Yes. Joey, why not just like 3D print one? Is that food safe?
Well, are we gonna eat the mango? I wouldn't eat a star-shaped mango. That would be my pride and joy forever.
Ooh,
Okay.
you need to do it after you destroy.
Only if I don't destroy her, rather.
Yeah,
Do we have a break yet?
Hey, we have sprite utils. We have that block in sprite utils.
Uh,
Top.
What? Really?
Very
You have
top.
a break in sprite util?
No, I
How
have.
is that
No,
possible?
I have. Is destroyed. My sprite.
is destroyed is so useful, but I'm hoping. We don't. Why don't we have this, guys?
We have it
Okay, wait.
enabled.
So I think
flag.
maybe what you should do is you should do when a brick is destroyed, destroy the HP attached to it because that'll handle everything. Because you also are going to need to destroy it when you destroy the.
Good point, Richard.
Yeah.
Thinking with his noggin. All right. So when a brick is destroyed, let's get the associated text sprite and destroy that. So destroy the sprite that is on the brick called txt. And I'm gonna have to reorder some code, which is that I have to always create the sprite before we get to this part. Destroy sprite text brick.
I have a star-shaped mango question. Do you guys
Did you
think?
set it in the set number?
You're right. I don't think I save it back. Let's do that.
Sorry for cutting off your mango question.
Your thing was important, but mine is more important. Do you think the pit would also be star-shaped if the mango was star-shaped?
I'm a little confused about what constitutes the pit in a mango.
The thing that you shouldn't eat in the center.
No, I get it, but normally it's like really clearly defined in a fruit, right? Like it's just like rattling around in there. So with the mango, it's all like a continuous thing.
I think it's because there's lots of it's like anemone. No, not anemone. Barnacles to a ship, but instead of barnacles, it's fibers to the mango pit.
I have no idea what that means.
Guys,
the ripples look so good.
I'm really liking how this game is coming together. This is pretty exciting. What do we think of the outline color? Teal. I could also do black. That might be the more generic one.
I think teal blends in with some of the vegetables, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to use basically what color won't we use with our vegetables? I don't think there's any sky blue vegetables. Maybe
brown.
Melon.
Do we have a brown?
I don't think it'll contrast with the white though.
Oh yeah, right. We need contrast. I could just do black. I think. Let's see how that looks. Oops.
Teal was better. I think I like the teal better.
Okay, yeah. For the corn, it's pretty weird because it really includes the whole thing. Honestly, it might be that I don't need the outline. Let's try without and see what happens.
No, the turnip is a...
Yeah, no, we need the outline. Let's put that back in. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to, again, save real quick. Don't worry about this. Add numbers.
Really worried about it. Really stressing me out.
Oh no. It'll be gone soon. I'm just worried about losing our amazing progress here. Okay, so we've got, this is exciting. We're making so much progress on our list, and it's only 36, I guess. Wow, it is a little bit of a ways in. So I think we need to get progression mechanics going. So let's see, what's the right way to do this? Oh, we're supposed to fire in a salvo, right? So we could shoot. We should have a salvo.
A bunch of them all in like one. No spreading. It's like perfect. Like all falling in a line.
Yeah, let's do that. And then you can only fire a certain number of salvos, right?
Yeah, there's like a count, and when you run out,
yeah.
Yes, Vivian.
All right.
Daryl, where did you learn the word salvo?
I don't know. Probably
games.
video games.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because I did not know what it was until last week, and I had to ask Joey, and I'm like,
oh,
are you guys learning words in places where I should be looking too? And maybe I was just like missing out.
Yeah, you should be playing more video games and figuring out more words.
It's also just, I think military things, I don't know. I probably watched a bunch of documentaries on war as a kid or something.
So can there be salvos of people?
No.
Salvos are like projectiles that are beaten.
Yeah.
Hit.
You could have like a salvo of artillery fire or something.
If you get a bunch of people with footballs and they all throw a football, that might be a salvo of footballs.
Ooh, okay. This is very interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of it outside of like a
artillery system.
Military projectile, terminology.
Yeah, I think it does exclusively refer to that, actually.
So, where was I? Right. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm going to create two variables. One is balls per salvo, and then num, and then I'm going to make one that's num salvos. So at the start of the game, we're going to say, let's say we have 5 salvos, and let's say that we have 2 balls per salvo. Great. So now I need to do a little bit of HUD work so that you can see all this. So I'm going to make a function so that we keep things clean. Update salvo, update ball info, I'm going to say. And this doesn't take any parameters because it's sort of global to the game. And I don't, whoops, I'm not going to get a quarter. So I'm going to call update ball info here. And let's create some text sprites. So I'm going to create a couple of headings, salvos. Oops, didn't mean to make that fun.
This is probably going to be
Vivian, what group of animals would be referred to as a salvo?
A group of salamanders.
I feel like you're just going with the name on that one and not like the defining characteristics of the...
Oh, it's because salvo really doesn't mean anything to me still, right? I hear it and all I hear is the consonants and the vowels.
Maybe like a group of flying squirrels jumping from a tree.
I mean,
maybe a group of hornets?
Mm-hmm. Or maybe... maybe some sprightly birds.
Balls per... Oh, whatever. I'm just going to do this.
BPM?
I'm going to use sprite util. Oops.
I feel like whatever salvo is...
First time.
Huh? It goes off of undefined, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
It's is destroyed or undefined.
Nice. So this should work. So basically, if those headings aren't there already, we're going to create them. And then I'm going to make a new variable, which is count salvo. This is going to be some number. And if it doesn't exist, we'll create it. And I got to do all the placement for this, but I'm going to do one more. So 4 text sprites here. It's maybe slightly confusing until I finish. Balls. Okay, so you should see 4 blocks of text kind of smooshed there in a very unhelpful way. So let's, I'm running out of room on the left. I wonder if I could just shift everything off center. Would that look bad?
I think it would be fine. Kind of like Tetris.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to take our beautiful sprite map, and I'm going to just shift, maybe like that. Then I
You're also
take
going to
this.
have to move the player thing.
Oh, did I use a hard-coded coordinate?
We used a couple hard coordinates. The player thing, the wall, the rightmost wall position.
Right. Okay. So I shifted it by 2 big chunks.
You shifted by 16.
I shifted it by 16. I think yes, that sounds right. Okay. So this is why it's not good to use hard-coded places sometimes. So let's call this 74. 74.
64.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. 64. 64. Good thing I have you guys around. So that should shift our little cursor. Okay, that looks good. And then where we're checking brick placement.
Right there.
112. Needs to go 112. Then I think we're good. All right. Everything is back to how it was. Okay, so now this ball info, we've got these guys. Now let's go place them. So I'm going to place, this guy. So I'm going to place them roughly, and then I'll figure out the exact position. So let's keep going. It would probably be easier if I set based on left. I always end up wanting the individual position thing. So let's set
it's 112 plus like 1.
Yeah.
So like 113.
Yeah. Let's do 114. Let's see. A little bit of a space. Okay, great. So and then let's set the top to something like that. So okay, that works ish. So that's the salvo, and then actually I think I'm going to do the salvo count, and then we'll do the ball and then the ball count. So let's set the top of the salvo count to actually what I'm going to do is grab the bottom of the header salvo, and we're going to take the bottom of that and add 2 and say that's now the top, and we're going to set the left to that. All right, how does that look? Oops. Okay, great. I'm just going to rush through, do the rest of these. We're going to want these on all of these and update those. So they all have the same left, and then they're all going to be set. Their top is going to be based on the previous one's bottom plus 2. And oops, so here we're going to set count balls to, oops, not that one. Header balls plus 2. Okay.
Can we change the color of the numbers maybe, or of the headings?
Mm-hmm. What do you want?
Headings will probably be easier because we're gonna have to set the.
Mm-hmm. Could do yellow.
Sure.
We could even increase the size a little bit. Well, actually, no. I don't think we can increase the size much. And so do you want to do just the headings?
Yeah, I think the numbers can stay. I just wanted to like differentiate them a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Could do.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's going to look. No. Yeah, I think it's a bit much. It's fine. Yeah, I think the headings like that is nice for now. I can always get fancier later. Okay, so now we have this code that ensures we create all this if it's not present, and then we're going to update the text sprites. So we're going to set the text for header ball or count balls, count to the variable that we've got, which is balls. So we need this one, and then we're going to need num salvos. Wait, count.
We want a pound sign in front of it still.
Do we?
No.
Yeah. I don't know either. We'll see. Did I get those right? I need a better header, actually.
It's not going to compile because it thinks they're sprites.
Oh, why does it think they're sprites?
As you're doing is destroyed first, and it goes based off the first block.
Oh.
Okay. Well, just just drag in count balls instead of drag in the variable itself, because you'll check if it's falsy. That's enough. We're never going to destroy these.
I see. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that should do it.
Let's see. Okay. I need if not. I need to invert all these.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And
now it thinks they're all Booleans. I'm just kidding.
Oh, does it?
No, it's fine.
No.
Okay. Oh, you had me worried, Richard. Turns out typing is pretty important.
A while ago. Yeah.
Okay, so we got those. Great. Okay, so I had these backwards. So salvos. Yeah. I don't really know.
Should it be
if anyone comes with something
per salvo times nums output, or is it? Is balls remaining, or okay?
Salvos is how many shots you have left. Balls is how many balls per shot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Well, hopefully it'll become obvious from context. We can fine tune this later. All right, so I'm going to hit on a button pressed. We want to fire a whole salvo. So I'm going to create a function called fire salvo. And we are going to call that here. Firing a salvo means creating many projectiles. So I think what I want to do is...
I think you should use your timers extension.
Yeah, we could do that. Okay, another extension. Search for timer. And there's one called Arcade Timers. And I'm going to I think what I want to do is actually just do it in the background.
Yeah, well, and I think you also want to set a variable so that you don't fire again until it's done.
Right. Yeah.
Are you supposed to be able to move the arrow, move the thing, so it's supposed to lock the left and right too? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it should. Otherwise, you could do like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically what I did, separately do just means, how do we explain this? Is running in the background so it won't interfere with any of your other code.
So normally when you're doing stuff in game-related code, you can't use pause. And we've talked about this before, but it will mess up your game and the timing of things. So separately do just lets you do pause. It'll make it run in its own little thread, we call it. And you can pause in there and it won't impact the rest of your code.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it behave like a sprite overlap.
Yes. And as Richard was saying, we need a new variable in here that is called, let's say, is firing. And we're going to set that to be true at the start of the firing and false at the bottom. And so in a loop, number of times we're doing this is balls per salvo. So because we're firing the whole salvo, we launch, wait our fire delay, and then, yeah. So we're going to say if we are not currently firing, then we do all this. Otherwise, we don't do anything. And the same thing is going to be true with, let's do another Daryl collabs format, where we do the movement. Is that in an on-game update? Probably.
Yeah, there you
go. Okay, so we want to do the same thing. We're going to say if not is firing. I should have just made it like is clear to fire or something, so I don't have to negate this all the time, but whatever.
Yeah, I do that every time.
Yeah, let's do this. Sorry, I'm turning off my heater because I am roasting in here. Okay, so if it's not firing, then we get to move the cursor and stuff. So what this should mean is that, so while it's firing, so I'm continuously hitting the left, and you can see that it stops, while it's doing the firing. And you can see that we're shooting out, 2 balls. Okay, so we got to decrement that salvo count too, though. So on A button pressed, fire the salvo, and on fire salvo. So if we're not firing, we get to do this. Also, we want to change. So we're going to change the salvo count of salvo by -1. And we're going to call this function, which is update ball info, which should update the number of salvos we have remaining. And I'll have to add some logic what to do if you run out of salvos. Okay, let's see how this is going. What did I do? Okay, not firing, change salvo count by -1, call update ball info.
Let's somewhere
scroll around a little bit.
Let's see. Wait a second. Is it this new code?
That's the count salvo is the text sprite.
Oh shoot. I need it. I think it's num salvos. Yeah, having lots of variables is a confusing thing. Okay, so yeah, you can see our salvos are counting down, and it's going to let us go negative, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we probably want to lose the game if we run out of salvos. That's a simple thing to do right now. We've only got a few minutes, so let me do that. So I'm going to say if equals, if salvo count or num salvos, where are you? Num salvos is 0, then we are going to game over lose be true.
Can we move this above the -1?
You want it to be false, because that'll be losing.
Yes, sorry. Above the -1.
Because it'd be very painful to press A on one left and
yeah.
lose the game.
Right. Yeah. So, and yeah, okay. This should be fine. I think it's gonna will it be firing a salvo in the background as you're losing? Let's see.
No, it'll you'll have to press A after your last salvo to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's trying to fire an empty salvo that makes you lose, not running out, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I guess
so this
in order to make this a game, all we need to do now is inside of our collision thing, we add a salvo when you destroy one, and if all of the bricks are destroyed, we say game over when, and then we have a fully done game.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Where is our sprite of kind projectile? When it hits, oh no,
you went the other one. Yeah.
Destroy of kind on sprite of kind projectile.
Nope. Left. I saw it. It's like there it is.
Oh yeah, the bouncer. So when we destroy the other sprite, which is a brick, then we want to change our num salvo. Where is that? Num salvo is by +1, so we get another salvo every time we destroy a brick. And I also think we want to get some score. Let's change score by 1. And
get an array of all the bricks and see if the length is equal to 0, and that'll mean they're all destroyed.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do that in an on-game update every 500 milliseconds. I'm going to say if the I guess I got it done in the other place. Whatever. Length of the list of all sprites of kind brick is 0, then actually what I think I want to do is just call update bricks. So we'll get a new set. So it's an infinite game. And it's just see how long you can survive. Okay. Doing all right, I think.
Oh, it's not looking good for Daryl.
Oh.
Take it back.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Wait, how did I get all those salvos back? Did you see? I got a bunch of. Okay. Oh man.
So you never want to waste them.
Yeah.
For the front. Yeah.
So I think what we should do is we should make it so you get one more ball every time you clear it, because your salvo account.
Oh yeah. Well, but then it's the game isn't getting harder. I think we'll do this for now, and then I think before I post it, or maybe after, I'll do some balancing. I think there's some balancing
that, and we also up the number of bricks that get spawned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I've only got a minute, so I can't quite do that, but I will probably do that before posting. Okay, wait, we need a name. What was her name?
Oh. Our idea was fruit flies, but there's no flies.
Yeah. Can you put in the flies afterwards and then name it fruit flies?
Fruit flies.
Fruit flies when
yes.
you're having fun.
Fruit flies when you're having fun is the name. Thank you.
When you are having fun. All right. Awesome. Let me share at this stage, and then I will also do some tweaks. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I'm Daryl at Darzu on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joey at J1drill on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Richard, and I'm trying to figure out how to land this chopper.
And I'm Vivian, and I'm tired of the color green. And I'm at LeftShuffle on the MakeCode forum, and Richard's at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
There you go.
Welcome, Richard. I'm doing your job for you.